All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go back to our main page. So this folder was called past units. I renamed it to curriculum. That's everything. All the units are in there. So if you click that, you can get access to all of the information. It is all still there. So what we're going to be working in now is the AP review folder. So if you click on AP review, I'm going to go through everything that's in here. First is the schedule. That's what we're going to do each day. So like usual, when I've given you a schedule, this is, what's going on, what we're going to do in class each day. So there's your schedule. Zoom meetings still, that's going to be where all the videos are posted. And then I'm going to talk about all the grades for the rest of the year last, but all the homework assignments will be housed in this folder right here. All right, so if you want to follow along with me, which I recommend you do, if you go into Schoology, I'm going to share my screen, but if you want to open this and follow along with me, this link called AP Exam Review Information. I put everything into this. This is like one-stop shopping for everything that you need to know. I have everything linked in this one document. So it is all in one place, all right? So I'm gonna go through all this. So everything in here that's listed is strongly encouraged for you to do. The things with the double asterisks next to them are required. Those are things that you have to do. This first thing I'm gonna say, everything I'm gonna say is really important, but this first thing I'm gonna say, please make sure you're listening to me. Whether you're taking the AP exam or not, and first of all, no judgments whether you're taking the exam or not. That is a personal decision, no judgments on you one way or the other, okay? But whether you're taking it or not, you are required to participate in all class activities and assignments. It is not possible for me to split my class. You guys are taking the exam, you guys aren't taking the exam, and then teach you two different ways and hold you accountable two different ways. That does not work. So you're all together in this. So even if you're not taking the exam, you still have to do everything that everybody else is doing, because I can't clone myself and clone the class and teach two different classes like that. So you're all in this together. You're still going to have to do everything. I am happy to answer questions during office hours. If there's anything extra beyond class that you want to go over, like usual. I am dedicating my Friday office hours from now until the AP exam, which is really now until the end of the year, to my Calc BC students. Now, if none of them show up, I will be more than happy to work with you. So if you want to show up on a Friday, as long as none of them are there, I will work with you. But if even one of them is there, I'm going to ask you to leave so I can dedicate that time to the Calc BC students. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but at least you don't have to take an AP exam that is on material from a class that you learned first semester, like September through January, and then the exam's not until June. That's the boat that they're in, BC calculus. It's like not a fun place to be. So the very least I can do is dedicate 1 office hours a week to them. So that'll be Fridays. But again, if none of them show up, you can come to Friday office hours, and if none of them are there, I will work. All right, now I linked a lot of videos down here, like all these videos that say watch video unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, and then there's these like review ones, mixed bag questions. Those are videos from last year. So I linked them here because it's still, the material didn't change. I mean, calculus is still calculus. There's still good videos. So I do recommend those, but there are updated ones for this year. So first of all, you have access to all the AP daily videos on AP Classroom. Those are short videos. They're like mini lessons and they're divided up by topics. So those are on AP Classroom. And then they also gave a link to the new videos that they're doing this year. The reason I can't link them individually is because they didn't all happen yet. Happening live. It's like starting now. I think they might have done the first one already. But if you, oh, I'm sorry, I highlighted the wrong thing. Here is the schedule for that. If you click this schedule, it'll tell you the dates for when they're going to do the new AP review videos for this year. And you can go on and watch those. If you can't make them live, they're going to still be on YouTube, and you can always watch them, whenever you have time. All right, so these videos are all good. They're from last year. The new videos would be the AP daily videos that are on AP Classroom, and then the new review sessions that they're doing this year. And here's the schedule for that. They're offering all of this free. College Board is giving it to you free, and those are the people that make the exam. So you would do well to at least go to a few of those. I know you may not go to every single one or watch every single one. It's a lot, but they're offering it for free, so you may as well take advantage of it. And then the other thing you have access to on AP Classroom, I made available every single progress check for the whole year. Now, when you submit your work, it's going to give you the answers. I'm not going to be going on there and checking who submitted work. That's not an assignment that I'm giving. It's just there for you to use. But when you submit, it'll give you the answers. Then you can check your work. So if you're like, hey, I want to do practice on unit 2, you can go and do the progress check for unit 2, hit submit, and it'll give you the answers. So here's the link for AP Classroom. Again, that's where the AP daily videos are. Those are by topic and the progress checks. And then here's the schedule for the new review videos for this year. And the ones for last year are good too. Again, I have them all linked here. The reason I can't link these ones is, again, because they didn't occur yet. All right, it's like happening now. All right, so let's go over everything else I have linked here. We'll do a few of these and then we'll take a break because I know we get Zoom fatigue. There's a lot going on here. All right, here's the AP exam format. What they have said is that it's going to be the same this year except online. Now, except for the calculator, non-calculator stuff, they can't take a calculator away from you at home. But what they've said is they're going to design the problems such that if you're not supposed to use a calculator won't help you anyway. Okay, so there's going to be 30 multiple choice questions, non-calculator. You get 60 minutes. So that shakes out to 2 minutes per question. That's a rate of change, everybody, minutes per question. Calculus is everywhere, all right? And then 15 multiple choice questions with a calculator, that's 45 minutes. That shakes out to 3 minutes a question. You get more for those because of the button pushing that takes time. Multiple choice are 1 point each. You don't get any points taken off for incorrect answers. Someone this morning was asking how that works. What I mean is, just to clarify, there's no negative points. You either earn a point or you fail to earn a point. So it's like you either get a 1 or a 0. There's no deductions. So make sure you answer everything. Nothing should be left blank. Answer it all. Now, what I usually say is, and this is still good advice, so I'm not going to erase it off of here. It's not going to work this year, though, unfortunately. What you want to do usually is all the ones that you know how to do. And then if there's like you have 5 or 6 questions at the end, put the same letter for all of them, because probability wise, it's more likely you'll get at least 1 or 2 of them right. You're not going to be able to do that this year. And this is a huge bummer. What they have done is when you do the multiple choice, you'll have question 1 on your screen. When you answer question 1 and go on to question 2, you can't now go back to question 1. You won't be able to go back to any questions. So unfortunately, that test taking tip is not going to work. And that's like my one real gripe with it, that you can't go back to any questions. So that is a frustration. So you need to make sure you're like really certain about your answer before you move on, because you will not be able to change it. If you feel upset about that, I'm totally in your corner. I cannot change it though, so there's no point in us complaining about it. All right, that's the multiple choice. Then you're gonna have 2 free response that you're allowed a calculator, or you would need a calculator for 30 minutes, 4 free response that are non-calculator 60 minutes. So that's 15 minutes per free response question. Free response are 9 points each. And just because you struggle with part A doesn't mean you may not be able to do the other parts. Sometimes part A and B is the hardest part, and then C and D is easier. So please don't like give up on the whole question if you read part A or B and that part's tough. You might still be able to do the rest of it. You want to try to answer everything. Remember, half of calculus is derivatives, half of calculus is integral. So if you're stuck on a problem, do a derivative or do an integral. You got a 50-50 shot of going the right direction. All right, now here's how they score it. You may have noticed there's only 45 multiple choice, but the free response would be worth 54. It's 6 questions and they're worth 9 points each. So 6 times 9 gives you 54. So what they do is they want both sections, multiple choice and free response, to be worth half of the exam. So your multiple choice gets curved a bit, like it gets a little bit of a boost, which is cool. They're going to take your multiple choice score and multiply it by 54 over 45. So that makes that worth 54 points. And then the free response is worth 54 points for a total of 108 points. I feel like there should have been a way they could have made it worth exactly 100, but whatever. 108 points. Now, we don't get the cut scores every year. They don't tell us, they're not very transparent about it, but this is an idea of what it may be. So again, like I don't know, but this is like a rough estimate of what it could be. Is that if you get 66 to 108 points, that's a 5, 54 to 65 points, that's a 4, so on and so forth. So like 41 points, and a lot of colleges will take a 3. 41 out of 108 is a 38%. You really need about a 38% to get a qualifying score and about a 50% to get a 4. But the exam's hard. So you're going to fight for every point. Now, there are some free response questions that repeat each year and are kind of likely to show up. And you'll see, because we're going to do the 2019 exam and the 2018 exam and the 2017 exam, you'll see these problems repeat. Rate in, rate out is like guaranteed to show up on there. Remember the party problem? People are arriving, people are leaving. They do one of those every year where two things are happening simultaneously. That's like guaranteed to be on. Often there's a table problem. They'll give you a table of values and you'll have to do a Riemann sum with it. So a left sum, right sum, midpoint sum, trapezoidal sum, something like that. Derivative tests, justifying. This is my favorite sticky note. That's this stuff. Keep this off to the side while you take the AP exam. There's like almost always a question on this where you have to do a candidates test and write out some justifications. Particle motion, that's your velocity, acceleration, speeding up, slowing down, all that good stuff that shows up a lot. Areas and volumes is kind of like on a rotating basis. Like every 2 or 3 years that shows up again, there will be one on there. Usually it's like set up, but do not evaluate. It's a good thing to know. And then usually there's a differential equation or a slope field. I'm not certain about that this year though, because everything is going to be on the computer. You're not taking a picture of work and uploading it. And differential equations, as you saw in the test you just took, that's a lot of nitty gritty algebra steps. And I'm not sure how you would enter that on a computer without uploading work. So that's a wild card thing. It's usually on there, but I'm not sure this year. So I can't be real certain. But anyway, that's the format of the exam and what is likely to show up. All right, next, stuff to know. If you're zoning out, zone back in. I made this stuff to know sheet for you. This thing is pure gold. This is literally the whole year, unit by unit, everything that I taught you. So here's everything in unit 1, all your limits. I'm not going to read this all to you. You need to look through this. But unit 2, you had tangent lines. This is your definition of a derivative, those 2 limit formulas. Here's all your derivative rules in unit 3. Unit 4 was our related rates and our particle motion. Again, I'm not going to keep on going. Here's all your theorems, all your integration. It's the whole year. Everything's on there. All right, so that's your stuff to know. You're welcome. All right, calculator requirements. Here are some basic things that you need to be able to do with your calculator or Desmos. First of all, be in radian mode. If you take this exam in degree mode, you're going to cry real tears when you find out afterwards because nothing's going to be right. You need to do 3 decimal places. You can truncate or round, or you can do more than 3, but you need to do at least 3 for them to give you credit. And then here's basic things that you need to be able to do. A derivative is math 8. An integral is math 9. You need to be able to put functions into y equals and adjust the window. Zoom in and zoom out. And then your calculate menu, that second trace. It would be a good idea if you can calculate a 0, an intersection, and a maximum and minimum, especially an intersection, though. That one they use a lot. You need to be able to store values so that you can copy and paste. And then here are all your basic, function things that you need to be able to do. If there's anything with the calculator that you're struggling with, come to office hours and we'll troubleshoot together. I need to make sure that you're good with that before you take the test. Or if you're using Desmos, we can look through that too. All right, and then we're going to talk about, how you're going to test digitally, and then we'll do a little break here. You need to download the exam app. So here is the link for doing that. All right, so you're just going to download the app, follow these steps. Once you download the app, there are practice questions that you'll be able to do. So do the practice questions. It'll give you a chance to see how taking the exam is going to go and how you're going to enter your answers and everything like that. And then here's the information on testing digitally. Now, I linked it to this screen right here, digital exams. But if you look off to the left-hand side, there are all these other links to all sorts of other information. And I encourage you to look through this. I am not going to read all of this to you, but these are all the steps that you need to take before the day of the exam. Everything you need to know about your computer, the start times. Your exam for this class is June 9th, and it starts at noon. So make sure that you eat lunch before it. It's about the exam security. Again, you can go to all these links when the exam is. Digital practice, like I was saying, all those digital practice exams, all of that good stuff. Okay, so you need to download that app and do some of the practice problems before taking the exam.